Sir, meeting is started or not?
No, sir.
Hello. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yes, I'm really sorry. I
Okay.
lost track that I thought I was in the evening session chair. Okay, shall we start? The coordinators?
Starting.
Yeah, please. Thank you.
Good morning to esteemed speakers. Sorry to interrupt. Good morning to esteemed speakers and authors and academics. Welcome to the fourth International Conference on the Practices in Technology and Management, ICI-PTM 2024. Let me introduce our team. Harjit Kaur, Aditya Sinha, and Mohit Kalra. We are the coordinator for the research track 2. Dear authors, before we begin, allow me to share the objective of the conference. So, the main objective of the conference is to provide the international platform for presenting and publishing the latest development of the state of the art innovative practices of the technology and management with cutting edge research outcomes related to the topics of the technology and management in the conferences. So basically, the conference offer excellent networking and opportunity for the delegates and for to exchange the new ideas and establish the new ideas. So basically, it would be allow after immensely successfully the ICI PTM 2021, 2022, and 2023. We are expecting this conference to be more exciting, stimulating, and educative. So now I would like to introduce our session chairs, Dr. Vanika Agarwal.
Now, I would like to address the audience. May I have a lot of applause for ma'am.
Yes, Dr. Vanika Agarwal.
I think others should mute when you are speaking because you are in the same class.
Yes, Dr. Vanika Agarwal holds the position of Associate Professor in the operation at APJ School of Management, Dwarka, New Delhi, India. His expertise spans diverse domains including green supply chains, circular economy, sustainability, cross-disciplinary research in supply and operation management, optimization, reverse logistics, and empirical research. Having earned her doctorate in operation and supply chain management from the Department of Operation Research at the University of Delhi in 2019. She has an impressive record of many research papers featured in esteemed national and international journals, as well as presentations at various conferences. Her scholarly impact is underscored by her recent publication in Business Strategy and the Environment, and a significant presence in ABDC listed journals. Notably, she serves as the guest editor for special issue on MSMEs, resilience and performance. COVID-19 perspective in benchmarking ABDCB. Adding to her accomplishment, she has authorized a book titled Lean and Green Manufacturing Toward Eco-Efficiency and Business Performance, featured in the Management and Industrial Engineering book series by Springer currently. She has more than 50 Scopus indexed publications. Now I would like to Dr. Vanika Agarwal to address the audience. May I have a round of applause for Sir, ma'am, please?
Thank you so much, Aditya. And it is indeed a pleasure to be a part of the IEEE conference. And I must remember the time I started it. I have done a lot of conferences with Amity. So it is indeed a great pleasure to be on the other side now. And so have a good conference and all the very best for us. So I must also address all the audience that, we have a lot of papers today. I would request you to stick to the work that you have actually done. So let's be precise and let's uh, focus on what we have done instead of focusing on a generic topic as such. So all the very best to our my dear students.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Indeed, that was an amazing speech. Now, brief guidelines. Dear author, we respect your presentation. However, we'll strictly follow a timeline of 10 minutes, out of which 7 minutes is for presenting and 3 minutes for questioning, in which you will mainly include objective of the study, research methodology, data analysis, and conclusion. Best author will be declared in valedictory sections. So, now I would like to call the first presenter with paper ID 393 entitled Classification of Peripheral Pulse.
Good morning. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Let me share the screen. Is the screen visible? Hello.
Yes, your screen are visible.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, all. Myself, Nishan Patil, and presenting here research paper on classification of peripheral pulse morphology using convolution neural networks. In the presentation outline, I will be talking about introduction, literature review in brief, then data used for the project, methodology, results, conclusion. In introduction, the peripheral pulse is a non-invasive tool, basically widely used by doctors to diagnose different type of disorders. So it's a pulse is a high pressure wave due to the blood moving through the blood vessels in the extremities. So you can see here in the waveform, this one is the waveform we record with the help of the electrodes and the instrument. And the morphology of this waveform gets changed in the different disorders like myocardial infarction, pulmonary tuberculosis, CAD, liver cirrhosis. So the main objective of the study is that to classify the different morphological patterns in the peripheral pulse using artificial intelligence techniques. And later that model may help for early detection of the disorders. So what I have used in the project, that convolution neural networks model have been used, namely VGG 16, 19, and ResNet 50, and I got accuracy above 90%. Brief about the literature review. In the past, these 8 morphologies have been classified manually by Dr. Jidhi Jindal and his team, where you can see that in the basically waveform, there is one large peak which is called systolic and one small which is called diastolic. So there are changes in that, and that changes like in P1 pattern, we have split diastolic wave. In P2, we have large diastolic wave. In P3, we have narrow systolic peak. Then P4, we have the bifid diastolic. P5, we have the slur in the systolic wave near baseline. P6, we have slur in the downstroke of the baseline. Then P7, the systolic wave is not returned to the baseline. And last, we have the slur in the top of the systolic wave. So these are the classification already done. Then, but that was manually, not by the artificial intelligence techniques. In 2012, Karam Chandani had proposed support vector machine to classify this pattern with the accuracy around 82%. Then 2019, there was application of CNN on the pulse wave pattern classification, and the result accuracy around 89%. So we can use CNN model on the pattern classifications. About the data, basically we use peripheral blood flow recorded from the wrist region. You can see here 4 electrodes are placed near wrist. This is a PP instrument developed by the BRC. We inject the high frequency current and voltage developed by the due to the impedance of the body that relates to the amount of the blood flow in the blood vessel is recorded. And then this recorded waveform is basically available in the text form. So we convert that into image by detecting the C points, then find CC interval, then 1/3 before C and 2/3 after C. That cycle is basically converted into image because that relates to the heart cycle, contraction of the heart and relaxation of the heart. Then data which I have been used for this study is around 2,200 images labeled in the different pattern number like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that are taken from the different subjects files available in the different disorders, and subject aged between 18 to 60 years. In the methodology, you can see whatever the PP peripheral pulse input images we have, that resize and common information remove in pre-processing input image. Then that all data given to the pre-trained models. Pre-trained models means this VGG 1619 and ResNet 50 that are already trained on the huge image database in ImageNet, and that I have used here. So convolution layer already trained on the weights, and the classifying layers basically I have removed, and I included for particular this database, I have included the global average pooling 2D, dense layer with 1024 with relay activation, then another dense layer with 8 nodes with softmax activation function. So average pooling basically used to reduce the size of the feature maps, and then that data is given to the dense 1024. Dense 1024 is the hidden layer which learn from that features with the help of the weights and all hyperparameters. And then relay activation is generally it removes the negative values. You put the negative values as a 0, and then last hidden layer is the last output layer is the dense 8 node layer, which gives you 8 values corresponds to that image or feature maps, and these 8 values convert into probabilities. Probability distribution is done by the softmax. So then it checks the which class has the highest probability, and based on that probability, the final decision is predicted. That is, suppose class 5 has the highest probability, then that images belongs to the class 5. These are the hyperparameters generally we use during the training of the model. So in dense layer, we need to set L1 and L2. Then Adam optimizer I have used with the beta 1 and beta 2 values as 0.85 and epsilon. Learning rate I kept around 0.001 with epochs of 200 and batch size 32. There is no hard and fast rule to select these particular values. You need to experiment that how the model is performing, how you are getting the better training accuracy and loss. So these are the course basically you need to study during the training part. So here you can see training accuracy. I'm getting a very good around 100, and then obviously accuracy should be high and loss should be low. So during validations, I got the accuracy around the 90%, and compared to 3 models, the blue lines that performs better. So blue lines relates to the ResNet 50. So ResNet 50 gives the better information compared to the VGG 16 and VGG 19. So we need to check the performance of the model. So to check the performance of model, we basically use these 5 parameters: accuracy, precision, recall, F-score, and specificity we calculated. And you can see here ResNet 50 had provided accuracy around 19.3, and then compared to the VGG 16 around 89.25. Then these are the predicted results by the model. I have given the random input image, and then it's predicted like as a class 1, class 2, class 3. And you can see these are the already classified manually, and it's matching with that. So model perform well, and it give best results. These are the confusion metrics where you can compare the predicted label and the number of true labels for 3 different models. And in the conclusion, these 8 patterns of peripheral pulse are classified using the CNN models and with the accuracy around 91.23%. And if compare 3 models, then ResNet 50 model perform the best. And in the next task, that is future, you can add or you can find more number of patterns in the peripheral data set, and same that can be trained by CNN model can be trained over that. And another area in the future is that you can classify the set patterns, you can correlate that with disorders, and that helps doctors to detect the disorder early. So this is the first stage where you are classifying the patterns using the artificial intelligence techniques. Next stage will be the correlating that patterns with the disorders. So your model will be help doctors to identify the diseases. And these are the references used for the work. And then thank you very much. Thank you for listening me, and thank you conference team for giving me opportunity to present my work in the conference. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, so indeed a good presentation. And my question is for the pulse rate that you have done, because I am not a bio person. Okay, so what kind of diseases can it identify? Although it is a great work, but just to have an idea.
Generally what happens, suppose that there is a narrowing of artery, means blood, amount of blood is not flowing properly. So obviously in the extremities, the amount of blood will be less. So due to that, impedance of that part will change, and that impedance changes will reflect in the waveform. So in the waveform, you can see the P8, generally P7, P8, where the amount of blood flow is not properly through the blood vessels, not flowing properly. So that kind of morphology you can relate with the disorders. Like in tuberculosis, mostly we found P5 and P6. So if you are getting the more dominant P5 or P6 patterns, though there will be chances of the tuberculosis, but that part we need to do in the future.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Should I stop?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Now I would like to call our next presenter with paper ID 444 entitled a distributed network monitoring.
Paper ID 444.
Till then, can I present? I'm 445.
Yes.
Hello? Hello? Am I audible?
Name?
I'm 444, Miss Kanchan Yadav. Am I audible, sir?
We would be proceeding with paper 444 for right now.
Am I audible, sir? I'm 444.
Yes, ma'am.
You're audible.
Okay, sir. 1 minute, sir. I'm sharing my screen.
I would just request the presenters to confirm their name before
Kanchan
presenting.
Yadav, sir. 1 minute, sir. My PPT is visible, sir? Hello?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
My PPT is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. I'm heading a paper, a distributed. My name is Miss Kanchan Yadav. I'm presenting a paper, a distributed network monitoring and positioning system based on TODA. The increasing interconnectedness of our world has led to a growing demand for the precise network monitoring and positioning solutions in various Commercial sectors like asset management, indoor navigation, security standard and security. The standard GPS system face limitations in urban areas and indoors due to signal ambiguity, prompting the need for the innovative solutions. So we have proposed a distributed network monitoring and positioning system based on time difference of arrival, that is called TODA technology, which offers unparalleled flexibility, scalability, and precision in localization, making it suitable for diverse applications. This system demonstrates high accuracy across the different environments, including non-line of sight scenarios, showcasing a versatility and ability to overcome traditional system limitations. Generally, cognitive radio enables adoption and utilization of secondary spectrum. The spectral sensors recognize primary user bands for interference and free allocations. So cognitive radio improves the reliability and efficiency of spectrum utilization. Components like spectrum sensing, management, sharing, and mobility are required. So cognition based on technology enhances the accuracy and efficiency of the system. And knowledge-based sensing leverages prior knowledge and models. So cooperative
Can you please move to what you have done,
yes, sir.
please?
So existing system generally based on cyclostationary feature detection systems, energy detection. You want me to go to directly to my site or what? Proposed system. In our proposed system, proposed spectrum adaptive detection strategy for cognitive radio networks were used. We have selected the energy sensors and signal order cyclostationary sensor based on estimated SNR. For better detection and performance, but longer mean detection time at low SNR for unavailable energy detectors. So utilization of energy detectors for fast detection at high SNR. Simulation results demonstrate 1 order of magnitude faster average detection times compared to cyclic detection. Significant reduction in overall average detection time we have found out while detecting. Maintaining the same accuracy in the optimal scenario. Structural layout of the energy detector. Estimation of the signal strength and comparison with the threshold. So utilization of average and autocorrelation properties for recognizing random signals with spectrum modulation types. We have improved channel detection in time domain using averaging properties, autocorrelation function, and signal order periodic detection. So this proposed method is tested on simulations for efficient detection of random Gaussian scattered signal from dynamic bus. Multiple PU stated changes in the considered during detection in channel. LSCP estimation performed after the estimation process. Performance evaluation compared with proposed weighted DE, standard D and TODA methods. Average detection time shown for all monitored channels at the same SNR and false alarm probability. The figure 10 illustrates the average detection time and efficiency of the system. Here, the figure 9 displays the ROC curve of the proposed adaptive sensor spectrum, and 10 compares the detection performance versus SNR for the proposed adaptive spectrum sensing. The figure 11 gives the ROC curves for the PU status for changes in the SNR at 0 dB, and 12 gives the ROC curves for PU states for changes at -3 dB SNR. So, from our system, we can say that adaptive spectrum detection strategy deployed for cognitive radio networks. This proposed technique improves detection while maintaining the accuracy. Improved detection at low SNR, where energy detector is unreliable. Fast detection using energy detection at high SNR. Analysis of least visible patterns between LSCP and late detection period. So signal to noise ratio based energy detectors, SED, technique is used for analysis, where SED we are using weighted variant for traditional energy detection. So overall average detection time significantly reduced in best cases. Reliability and detection compared with the cyclic detection. Further, we are going to investigate channel state prediction based on historical data. Thank you. Hello.
Okay, thank you. I don't have any questions for this.
Okay, thank you.
Hello.
Thank you so much, ma'am. That was an amazing presentation.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Now I would like to call our next presenter with paper ID 445. That is,
Aarti Badatia.
yes, 445, entitled Aggregate Signature Authentication Scheme Based on Blockchain in Smart Home Network.
Kanchan ma'am, please unshare
Yes,
your
that's what
screen.
I'm saying. Just ma'am. No, I think I should leave and again rejoin the meeting because it is not coming out, sir. Okay, sir. I leave and again rejoin, sir.
Sure, ma'am.
Still it's visible.
I think the ethics are better if you are presenting online, at least switch on your cameras. So for the evaluation purpose also, it will be a better part if you please switch on your cameras. At least we are able to see you.
Okay, sir.
Can you see my screen? Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. My paper ID is 445 and the title of my paper is Aggregate Signature Authentication Scheme based on blockchain in smart home networks. These are the contents. First of all, I'll tell you about the paper, then smart home automation, then performance evaluation, then security features, conclusion, and then references.
So what
First
have
of
you
all,
done
this
in
is
this?
Yes,
Aarti? So this is not actually the presentation. That's what I wanted to tell the earlier part also. This is just you have copied the everything from the paper. A presentation should be
Okay.
precise. You have too much written on each slide. This is like looking at the paper. So please, before that also the presentation from
I'll work on it.
yeah,
Sure,
it
ma'am,
should
I'll
be
work on it.
precise. It should be precise. This is just writing the paper in front of us. So you should have
Okay.
pointers, you should have limited content on the slide. This is not looking anywhere like a presentation. Frankly.
I apologize for this, ma'am. Next time I'll put it
Yeah,
in.
please move to what you have done, please.
Okay. So first of all, there are two things in the home automation. We are actually doing the aggregate signature authentication scheme of blockchain and implementing it in smart home network. This is the smart home network structure. And first of all, how we can make a secured blockchain technology in this thing, analysis of user authentication and then analysis of IT authentication is to be done. Intelligent terminal. Now, first one is Taiki method that is available in 11th reference paper, and this method is for mitigating the risk that is provided to owners of smart homes by the application that are pre-installed in such houses. This system places the burden of the risk-based categorization of device activities um, that have been established on the numerous apps that are compatible with the smart homes. Now, another one with the IT authentication, intelligent terminal authentication, simulation experts use response time for performance analysis. Firstly, the response time in the case of a small number of concurrent authentication requests using a single intelligent terminal authentication method. As you can see in the figure, the response time of the scheme is increased as the number of um, intelligent terminal increases. This is because the number of nodes increases, the number of signatures to be verified increases, and the computation delay becomes longer. Now, talking about the security features, there are three main features. First one is confidentiality. The user of the IT use the shared keyboard to encrypt the authentication request message to the IG or ES. When the IG or ES receives the authentication request, the shared key is used for decryption. Now the entire play attack. When an attacker is replaying an old authentication data, for instance, then a request message from a user or terminal, the IG or ES receives the message and verifies that the random number is contained in the same as it is only current random number. If it is different, then the authentication data request is rejected. Similarly, when an attacker replayed an old authentication response message from IG or ES, it would be rejected by the user or the endpoint. Now, anti-man in the middle attack, when an attacker impersonates IG, intelligent gesture, to eavesdrop or tamper with the authentication message between ES, IT, and users, it cannot be successful because the attacker does not know the private key of the ES, and there is signature authentication between the ES, the user, and the IG. If it cannot pass the signature authentication, then the ES will reject the request when it receives the authentication data request message, and the user will also reject the request. Now, coming towards the performance metrics. In the performance metrics, these are the metrics like add RL, delete RL, get RL, and these are the average times, maximum time and minimum time that is to be taken for performing these metrics. And these metrics is also given in the tabular form and also in a flowchart form for the typical worst case or the best case execution time for each operation. Now, in conclusion, the aggregate signature authentication scheme, ASAS, provides a practical answer to the significant authentication and security concerns. ASA's goals is to provide its clients access to safe and confidential environment that enables them to use Internet of Things technology without putting the safety in risk. And however, and as remote users and the smart home network communicate through insecure channels, there are important security risks for sensitive informations of users and intelligent devices. The aggregate signature authentication scheme, which is built on blockchain technology, has the ability to improve the efficiency, privacy, and overall security of the networks that are used in smart homes. These are the papers, and this 11th and 13th one are the basic papers that I had referred. Thank you so much.
Okay, so thank you, Aarti. As such, I have no question apart from the fact that please work on your presentation skills. This is not a good presentation. And besides, apart from saying that you should be on camera when presenting, still, I don't think you guys have abided by that. So thank you. We can move to the next presenter, please.
Hello, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yes.
my presentation number is second in list. My paper ID is 397. Can I present?
Yes, I'm asking. So the next would be the paper ID 397, entitled Security Enhancement of IoT-based Smart Grid System using Cryptographic Techniques. So please present.
So you have
1
three
minute.
papers, William, if I am not wrong.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I have three papers.
Okay, so please be precise about what you have done exactly.
Ma'am, my screen is visible.
Yes, it's visible.
1 minute, ma'am.
No, it's not visible. Please share again.
1 minute, ma'am. Then, ma'am, my ma'am screen is visible.
Yes, now visible.
Good morning, everyone. My paper ID is 397 and title is Security Enhancement in IoT-based Smart Grid System using Cryptographic Techniques. Introduction. The IoT-based smart grid system present unique security challenges. In this presentation, explore the use of cryptographic techniques to enhance security in this system. Smart grid vulnerabilities. The vulnerabilities in smart grid system include unauthorized access data, tampering, and the denial of service attacks. This pose serious threats to the stability and reliability of the grid. Cryptographic techniques. Various cryptographic techniques such as inscription, digital signatures, and key management are essential for the security IoT-based smart grid system. These techniques help mitigate security risks and protect sensitive data. Challenges and solutions. Addressing the challenges of implementing cryptographic techniques in smart grids requires careful consideration of resources, constraints, and the interoperability. However, innovative solution can ensure effective security measures. Conclusion. The adoption of cryptographic techniques is vital for enhancing the security of IoT-based smart grid system by addressing vulnerabilities and implementing robust security measures. The smart grid can achieve greater reliance and the reliability. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So you can start the next presentation also, and then I'll ask you the questions in total.
Okay, ma'am. My screen is visible, ma'am.
Yes, your screen is visible.
Good morning, everyone. My paper ID is 398. Title: AI and Machine Learning Techniques for Managing Complexity, Changes, and Uncertainties in Introduction. Welcome to the presentation on advanced AI strategies for navigating complexity and the uncertainty of manufacturing. Today, we will explore the cutting edge applications of AI addressing the challenges of modern manufacturing. Challenges in manufacturing. The manufacturing industry faces numerous challenges, including complex supply chains, fluctuating demand, and the uncertain market conditions. These factors create a pressing need for innovative solutions to optimize operation and maximize efficiency. AI-driven predictive maintenance. Implementing AI-driven predictive maintenance enables real-time monitoring and the analysis of equipment performance, leading to reduce downtime and lower maintenance cost. By the leveraging AI, manufacturers can proactively addressing potential issues before they escalate. Optimization production with AI. Utilization AI powered optimization algorithms allow manufacturers to the dynamically adjust production schedule and the resource allocation in response to changing demands and supply chains disruption. This enhances operational agility and efficiency. AI-enabled quality control. By integrating AI-enabled quality control system, manufacturer can identify defects and the anomalies with greater accuracy and speed, ensuring consistent product quality and minimizing waste. AI algorithms can analyze vast amounts of data to identify patterns and deviation. Adaptive supply chain management. AI empowers manufacturers to build adaptive supply chain models that can dynamically respond to disruption and optimize inventory management. This enables proactive risk mitigation and enhance reliance in the face of uncertainty. Conclusion. In conclusion, the integration of AI strategy in manufacturing is pivotal for navigating complexity and uncertainty. By harnessing the power of AI, manufacturers can achieve greater efficiency, agility, and reliance in the face of evolving challenges. Thank you, ma'am.
My question is, what have you done? This is just the theory that you can make out of just an AI-enabled presentation that you have shown. So what is your contribution in the paper?
I have collected
What data have you collected? What analysis have you done? Move to the next one, please.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, the author have one more paper
Let him complete
with
that.
paper ID 399
Yes, sir.
entitled Compounding Process Optimization for Recycled Material Using Machine Learning Algorithms.
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Ma'am, my paper ID is 399.
Okay, so tell me in this, what have you done? This is an AI generated PPT which you are showing, that too on your mobile phone. So please tell me in entire thing, what is your contribution? How many papers have you read? How many papers have you read in literature review?
15 to 20, ma'am.
I cannot see them in the presentation.
Ma'am, literature review, I am not mentioning in this paper in PPT.
So what is the gap that you have found out?
No, ma'am.
So what is the gap that you have found out after reading 15-20 papers?
Ma'am, we will see the previous research and can apply the more things on that.
Okay, but has it not been done earlier? I feel the same research has been already carried out. So what is the novelty of your paper?
Sorry, ma'am.
Okay, chalo. Tell us what have you concluded quickly, and then we can move to
Yes,
the
ma'am.
next paper.
Introduction. Introduction: Innovating recycled material with machine learning for optimized compounding. This presentation explores the potential of AI-driven compounding to enhance the properties of recycled material, contributing to the sustainable futures. Recycled materials. Understanding the properties of recycled material, exploring the challenges in achieving consistent quality and performance, leveraging machine learning to analyze and improve the material characteristics. Compounding and optimization. The role of compounding in material enhancement factor influencing compounding optimization and their impact on material properties, utilizing machine learning to identify ideal compounding parameters. Machine learning applications. Application of machine learning in material science, predictive modeling for material behavior, and performance real-time adjustment for compounding optimization. Enhance recycled materials. Achieving superior properties in recycled materials through the machine learning driven compounding optimization example is of improved material strength, durability, and sustainability. Conclusion: the potential of machine learning to revolutionize the use of recycled materials, embracing AI-driven compounding for sustainable and high-performance material solutions. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. I would request the session chairs to ask questions, if any, and conclude with marking the judgment sheets.
I have marked the sheet, but I've already asked all the questions. Thank you, Mita.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next on, I would like to call on our next presenter with paper ID 463, entitled Distribution Consensus
Actually, it's
Algorithm.
my number 418.
I am presenter. My paper ID is 463.
Yeah, in the sequence that you want it.
Our next presenter is paper ID 418, entitled Technology Trends in Synthetic Media, Bibliometric Analysis of Existing Literature and Synthesis.
Yes, please allow me to share the screen. Someone else is already sharing.
Thank you.
Mr. Neeraj
My
Varshney, please unshare your screen.
Yeah, should I share the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
So which
Paper ID
paper ID are we doing
418.
now?
418, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
I will just. Fine. So good morning, dignitaries. I'm here to present our paper on a bibliometric analysis on technology trends in synthetic media. I am Dr. Vidyavati Ramteke, and my co-authors are Manoj Kumar Babu and Pradeep Verma. And we all have worked on this particular research on bibliometric analysis of the technology trends in synthetic media. So we all are aware of what synthetic media is these days, with different cases that have come up with Rashmika Mandana or other many such cases where the fake videos and fake images or fake voices are there. So this particular survey was to understand what is the current scenario of literature that is available in the fake media, synthetic media area. My flow of the presentation is where I would start with the introduction, a little bit of literature review, and then analysis, findings, and conclusion. So fake media is created and floated around since 1996. So the earliest paper that we see that is available in Scopus databases, 1996. This is what the author Patrini in his literature in 2019 mentioned about it. There are a lot of technologies and techniques, tools available these days when it comes to fake media. And one of the cases that were well known was in 2019, where the German CEO's voice was mimicked, and that mimicry of voice was where there was an instruction given where a huge amount, a hefty amount, was to be transferred to some one of his accounts, and this UK subsidiary actually suffered a huge financial loss because of it. So faking of voice is what happened over there. Photoshopping of images is very well known to us. These or is one of the oldest technologies that are available. And to understand this, we have analyzed the publications since 2013 to 2023, so 10 years of data, where we tried to find out who are the influential authors, what are the different key searches that are needed when it comes to search articles related to fake media, and what are the different publications, what are the universities who are contributing to this, who are the top 20 authors, top 10 authors, what are the titles that are there, and what are the co-citations that are available. All that we have tried to do using the bibliometric analysis of this particular area. And we have used Scopus as our base database. So the literature review, basically what is bibliometric analysis is a literature review done by searching existing literature to analyze and formulate a critical summary and assessment in the selected discipline. So that literature analysis, the bibliometric review is about analyzing what is already existing in the area. And for that, we have used the keywords that are the video, audio, image, synthesis, media, deep, fake, and the combination of these words, that is video, audio, or image, and its synthesis. So synthesis of the videos, audios, or images. Then the next search that we had given in Google in Scopus was about fake media. The third search that we tried to give was combination of fake plus video, audio, and images, and see how many articles are populated if I give this particular search. And the fourth search that I tried doing was using the word deep fake, that is without a space, or deep space fake, or deep dash fake. So what are the literatures that are populated if we use these combinations to understand what is being already published in this area and what is the scope for future research in this area. So we see these articles over here. So when we gave the option only fake media, we got it as the number of articles that were populated in Scopus were 7. When we gave the combination deep fake, deep space fake, deep dash fake, we got 46 articles. Fake and the combination of video, audio, images gave us 65 articles, while video, audio, images, and synthesis showed us 1,836 articles. Together, we found that currently there are 1,954 articles published in this particular area, fake media or deep fake. That means there's a huge scope for publication in this area. Our further analysis, once the keywords were finalized, these keywords were the ones which we had finalized, and for these keywords, what output we found according to the publication here, the top 10 publishing journals were IEEE, ACM, Multimedia Tools and Applications, Neurocomputing, Journal of Visual Communication and Image Representation, Computer Graphics Forum, and together, if we look at, there are around 619 articles published by these journals together. The next, we tried to find out what is the publication trend for these research papers. So for last 10 years, we see that the number of articles, how they have increased. We have taken into consideration 10 years, but we had to freeze our data in mid.
I may interrupt a little bit. I think if you use this, I am not very sure, but I think there's something called connected papers. So if you also use that, I think you would have a good representation of how these authors are impacting other authors in this field.
Yes, ma'am. The core citation analysis is also done.
Done. Okay. So yeah.
Yes. Ma'am, please, can you once again tell me what is the tool that you mentioned?
There's something called connected papers or something like that.
Okay.
I've seen it in few of the bibliometric studies because my work is mostly in mathematical modeling, but I've seen it in some bibliometric study that they use the connected papers kind of thing. So like, for instance, you have identified these 10 authors.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
you can basically see the impact of which are the prominent author. It will give you by a bigger dot as compared to other, and it will show the links between various authors. So that can also easily help you in understanding who are the major player in this particular domain.
Okay, ma'am. Connected authors.
Connected papers, connected papers or something like that. That's a site you have to check. But that is used for identifying the main authors in a particular field. So you just have to give the like, for instance, deep fakes, and it will
Yes,
give
ma'am.
you all the literature, all the authors who are there and who have published interdisciplinary. Like suppose I have published with you. So a line will be between me and you. So based on the number of articles that I have published, my dot will be bigger as compared to
yes, ma'am. So there are different tools. Again, BiblioShiny is also there where we can do all these things, ma'am.
I think you might have seen. So it would have created a good impact on your bibliometric study.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I will take that into consideration, definitely.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. So then these are the top 10 authors who have published. If we look at the keywords that are used in the titles, the word synthesis is used the most, following the word image. So synthesis and image. And then face is another combination that we see is used with all these as part of the title. So for face, synthesis, image, all these are the keywords which are there as part of the titles. Well, these are the top 20 keywords that are there in the literature that is available in deepfake or synthetic media area domain. The next analysis that we did were which are the top universities that are contributing, and we see that most of the universities were from China, and some good universities were there from USA and UK also. India as of now does not have much of, Indian universities we could not find here. So I guess, writing papers in this area again is a good scope when it comes to showing our country's representation. This is where we try to find out the core citation network based on the labeled phrases. So for GAN, that is generative adversarial network, we found that so here the image is little blur, but Wang and Roscher in 2018, they were cited quite a lot of times Then 2017, it was Odena and all who were cited. Then texture synthesis, if we look at, again we see. So ma'am, is this what you were trying to tell me? Because here again we see the same thing. The bigger dots and the smaller dots are there.
I think that is some other software that you can see it in, that's a website that is there, and you can see it in a lot of bibliometric papers. They had this network kind of a diagram. So this is actually, I have not seen this type of work mostly, but that kind of network, interconnected network is there that you can find in a lot of papers.
Okay, ma'am. I'll definitely have a look at
Please
it.
have a look. I think you'll be able to connected papers or connected network, something like that. The site was.
Yes, yes. So here also it's a similar thing, like, co-citations network. This is, so who has been cited the most, the circle is the bigger accordingly. So before AI and after AI, there is a huge change when we look at the manipulation of images. Earlier, the tools were limited, but now the technologies have changed, and with AI, the things have become pretty easier, and so the deepfake has become very prominent in everyday life. So even our day-to-day life is impacted. It's not only the attacks that are happening, or the frauds that are happening, but day-to-day life also it is impacting, and so it's necessary for us to know. So when it comes to the use of artificial networks and all, we see that in 2019 the maximum publication was done, that was around 1207 papers. There is a need for tools that should be there when it comes to deepfake detections. So because it is impacting our privacy, the security of the society in general, because specifically with if the class pastry people are also getting impacted, we can't even imagine how the normal people might be getting impacted. And so there should be some good techniques. This is our findings, that suggestions, that we need to have good technologies in place to detect the deepfake, and not wait for big organizations to come up with and telling us whether it's a fake or an actual image. So there should be methods for detecting deepfakes that have been proposed, or we feel that there is a requirement for this. Apply deep learning to automatically extract salient and discriminative features to detect the deepfake. This should be done with the binary classification problems, or to find out the authentic videos and the tempered one. The number of fake videos is increasingly available, but it is limited these days. And
Ma'am, sorry to interrupt, but we would request you to maintain to the time limit.
Okay. So here I'm on the last slide. So conclusion. So any learning algorithm should be put through comprehensive training to multiple scenarios, and it should be tested with new improvements, so that with the new technologies that are there, the surveillance technologies, AI technologies, where if these technologies are there in place, the image detection would be very easy. And for that, the data sets should be readily available. So sanity and integrity of data set, the due diligence of all these is required, and these detection techniques these algorithms should be there, so that we take into consideration the wider scenarios that are available. These are the references. So we had refer around 23 papers to come up with this particular research article. Thank you. If any questions are there, I'm open.
No, I have already given my observation in addition.
Thank you so much, ma'am. That was an amazing presentation. Now I would like to call next presenter with paper ID
Wait, Aditya.
422,
Aditya,
entitled with Musical Genre Classification Utilizing the Pre-trained
I hope I am audible, Aditya.
LesNet 50 CNN model and deep learning techniques.
Aditya, am I audible? Hello, Aditya, can you hear me? Okay, anyways, ma'am, Vidyavati ma'am, I have a little bit of observation. I think in the end, if you can have a possible, topics which can we have for further research in that area.
Okay.
So that will maybe help you in your PhD also, and that can also give us a direction about what needs to be done for that.
Yes, ma'am.
That kind of a because eventually
Actually,
from all
future
the
research,
Yeah.
I may forgot to add to it,
Yeah.
which is
Because
what.
eventually from all the survey that you have done, at least somebody should benefit out of it, na?
Yeah.
That
So
kind of I
yeah,
think
ma'am.
effort should be there.
I forgot to add. I will definitely add. Thank you so much. Have a good day, ma'am.
Good day. Yes. Like, which paper is next now?
422.
Okay, please.
Yeah. Ma'am, is it visible?
Yes, it is visible.
So, good morning, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank the respected conference for providing me the chance to present my research work. So, I, Khushi Mittal from Chitkara University, is here to present my research work on the topic of multiple genres classification utilizing the pre-trained ResNet 50 CNN model and deep learning techniques. So, moving to my paper ID was 422, and my next slide would be as the roadmap of my presentation would be as follows. First, introduction. Second, literature. Third, input data set from results and findings, followed by the conclusion and references. So, this research investigating the application of the ResNet 50 convolutional neural network with a ResNet 50 model framework for the purpose of classifying musical genres. This objective is to enhance the accuracy and efficiency of automatic music genre categories system through the utilization of deep learning techniques. The purpose model employs a methodology of that processes raw order data involving the extraction of relevant innovation feature through convolutional layers. Next slide would be my aim and objective of this paper. The methodology involves a ResNet 50 procedure in phases data preparation, model architecture, creation, training, and assessment. The process of data processing is a crucial step in data analyzing and machine learning. It involves transforming raw data into a format that can designing the architecture of a model. The model involves optimizing its parameter using a specific algorithm and a given data set. The input data sets the effectiveness of a machine learning model, especially in the relaying of musical genre classification, relies heavily of the quality and diversity of the input dataset. It comprises 10 distinct genres, each containing 100 audio recordings. Noteworthy in this fact that all audio files in the dataset have a fixed duration of 30 seconds as you can shown in figure 1. Next would be as plotting audio film file as a spectrograph. Spectrograms play a vital role in the initial processing phase of classifying musical genres with the CNN RS Net 50 module and deep learning technique. The ability of spectrogram to capture temper and frequency characteristics empowers the CNN Net 50 model to discriminate patterns inherent in musical genres, ultimately enhancing the model's accuracy and effectiveness in automatic genre classification tasks, as you can shown in figure 2. Explorative data analysis. Explorative data analysis holds a virtual role in machine learning projects, particularly in the context of classifying musical genres using the CNN ResNet 50 module and deep learning techniques. Analyzing dataset properties provide a comprehensive understanding, guiding processing decision, and often valuable insights for the future development and training for the deep learning model, as you can shown in figure 3. REST 90, which is REST 90 CNN model. As a result, the REST Net 50 CNN model signifying contribution to the processing category of a diverse range of musical genres in the realm of automated music analyzing and genre identification. The REST 950 CNN model stands out as an effective tool thanks to its through training and rigorous assessment processes as illustrated as you can shown in figure 4. And next would be as my results. The concept of inferences holds significant importance in the relative learning process when training a conventional network, neural network for musical genre categories, striking and optimizing balance through strategies like early hatching and learning schedules, enhancing the proficiency of the trained model in accuracy categorize musical genres as illustrated as you can shown in figure 5. Next would be as training and validation loss and accuracy curves analysis. These curves offer crucial insights into the model performance across training effects and its ability to generalize to the new data. In summary, the training and validation accuracy and loss curves is a fundamental aspect of refining and optimizing a CNN model for musical genre categories. These curves provide a particular particle information enabling professionally to make informed decision in developing an accurate and generalizing music genre classification, as you can shown in figure 4. So my conclusion was as in summary, the utilization of deep learning techniques and the CNN REST Net 50 model for classifying musical genres represents a significant advancement in automated music analysis. The research demonstrates the model's effectiveness in accurately categorize a diverse range of musical genres by leveraging the inherent hierarchical structure and temper correlations found in raw audio data. The incorruption for the ResNet 50 architecture, notably enhancing the model's ability to capture sampling into the displays susceptible variation within the conception. The continuous advancement of technology is driving breakthroughs in automating and optimizing music analysis process, and the outcome of this research contribute to this ongoing process with potential for further developments. Ultimately, this innovation aims enhance the user experience in the ever-expanding digital landscape of music conception. Although there was a lot of literature work that was utilized to draft this research work, but the references shown on this slide help us in the framing the major literature part of the purpose work. So to conclude, I would like to thank you all for being patient listeners and have a nice day.
Thank you. I have no questions for now.
Ma'am, next to Mira is prepared,
Yes,
so
yes,
can
please
I
start.
start? So again, good morning, ma'am. My next topic would be neutral network utilizing for oil spill classification using a sequence CNN model. Presented by Khushi Mittal, my paper ID was 425, and my co-authors was Kanwar Singh Pratap Gill, Deepak Upadhyay, Vijay Singh, and Ravi. So my roadmap would be as introduction, literature, input dataset, results, conclusion, and references. Introduction. Using a sequential correlation neutral network model, this research investigated the use of neutral network for the categories of oil spill in a satellite data. The increasing occurrence of oil spills presents a sustainable danger to marine ecosystem, hence require expeditious the methodology of detection. The article presents an evaluation of the efficiency of the constructing convolution neutral network model by conducting through testing on various datasets. Results highlight the model strong performance in accurately categorize all spill achievement as a high accuracy rate of 96%. Aim and objective of this paper was as the process of gathering and acquiring data in the intention of doing research. The process of data preparation involves transforming raw data into the format sustainable for analyzing and modeling objective. The process includes a training a model, critical analysis of the importance of features, my input data set. The efficiency of machine learning, such as neural network, is up to the caliber and the variety of the input dataset. The input dataset plays a vital role in the training and assessing the performance of a sequential conventional neural network model using for oil spinning technology. The construction of a dataset that is well designed and organized plays a crucial role in enabling a model to efficiently acquire nozzle knowledge and make generalism based on the split instance. This in turn leads to the generation of accurate and result prediction while applied to the real world situation, as you can show in figure 1. Next would be as oil spill classification using neutral network. Neutral network have professionally in occurring hierarchy representation of characteristics state from unprocessed input, making them highly sustainable for applications such as pictures. Categorization in the particular context of this study about the use of neutral network for the classification of oil spills using a sequential CNN model. The research focuses on the development, training, and the assessment of a model specifically designed for this critical undertaking, as you can shown in figure 2. And my results would be as first is approach calculation using CNN model. In the context of training neutral network, and approach donates a singular iteration, including a comprehensive transversal of the full training dataset. The idea has significant importance in the field of machine learning and serves as a critical component in the intuitive optimizing procedure of the model. The selection of the optimal number of approaches is a crucial factor in achieving a well-trained and generalized model for the categorization of a oil spill by via the use of sequential conventional neutral network, as you can shown in figure 3. Next result would be as my training and validation accuracy curves analysis. Examine the training and validation accuracy curves is an essential process in comparing the performance and characteristics of a sequential convolutional network model. Basically, development of the purpose of oil spill category. These curves providing the which highlights of the model's learning. They aid in the identification of possible faults such as overfitting or undertaking. The study conducted by the researchers is crucial in order to identify possible problems. Fine-tuning hyperparameters and ensure that the model strikes and a balance between effectively learning from the training data and successfully generalizing to now environmental condition, as you can show in figure 3. Next result would be as my training and validation loss curves analysis. The analysis conducted by the researchers is crucial in identifying any problems, fine-tuning hyperparameters, and guaranteeing that the model strikes a harmonious between extracting knowledge from the training data and applying it effectively to novel environment contexts, as shown in figure 5. Next would be is confusion matrix evaluation. The use of confusion matrix is a robust method for assessing the efficiency of a sequential CNN model in the categorization of oil spill. The document offers a through examination of the model's forecast and the correspondence with the factual ground truth levels. This facilitates the comparison of the trade-offs among various hierarchies and allow academics and characteristics of the optimize the model for the best outcomes in the domain of environmental monitoring, as you can shown in figure 6. So next would be as my conclusion. So, in summary, the use of sequential CNN model for the purpose of oil spill categorized in satellite data has considerable potential and efficiency. The CNN model include hierarchy feature learning abilities, which when paired with their sequential design, provide the automated extraction for relevant patterns and spatial dependencies that are essential for achieving species categorization. The model created in this study continuously exhibits strong performance across several datasets, indicating its potential for effectively monitoring and prompting detecting oil spills in real time. The use of neutral network in this particular domain not only improves the precision of categorization but also offers a significant instrument for prompt reaction and mitigation of environmental hazards. Although there was a lot of literature work work that were utilized to draft this research work, but the references, as you can show on this slide, help me to the major literature park for the purpose work. So to conclude, I would like to thank all my patient listeners. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I have no questions. You can move to the next PPT.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hello, are we allowed to ask questions? Am I audible?
Yes, you can ask questions if you want.
Yeah, I have a few questions. Like you just showed some format of some input data set, so I did not understand it fully. And secondly, you showed some accuracy graphs, blue and red colored, which was 96% and 92% approximately. What were they? What were those two things? Can you explain them? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yeah.
Kushi? Kushi Mittal, can you answer the question?
Yes, ma'am. Network issue, ma'am. Wait a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. These curves basically loss curves and fundamental aspects of refining and optimizing a CNN model.
No, so they were like horizontal lines, two horizontal lines. It was one was above 96% and one was below 93%. So,
Which
and you
paper
said that they
I
were for
represented two
training and
research
validation.
papers now.
Sorry?
I represent two research papers. So which paper?
Yeah, the second one, Yeah, both
Yeah,
the questions
okay,
are in the
please
second
repeat.
paper itself. In that, you had presented a graph which had two horizontal lines. One was blue, one was red, and one was above 96% and the other was below 92%. And then you said that it was training and validation in some way. So can you explain exactly what that is? Because I'm still not clear what that is. That is the second question. And the first question was, what is the input format? You have written some f_1, f_2. So I don't clearly understand what is the input format.
Basically, curves provides lights of the model's learning performance. Training data, generalize unknown data.
Sorry, which question are you answering?
Second one, you said no lines, blue and red.
Yeah. So, what were they exactly? Both of them, like, what was the difference between both of them?
Mm,
Ma'am, can we move on to next presenter? Ma'am?
Yes, please move on to the next presentation.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Now I
I
would
don't
like.
know whether my video is visible or not because I have switched on the video, but I can't see
No,
my
ma'am,
video.
your video is not visible.
So you have to, I think, make me the co-host only, then my video will be visible because my camera is on. But I don't think I can't see me. Or the IT support can help me. Okay, by the time we can move to the next presentation. So IT support can maybe help me.
Yes, ma'am. Now I would like to call the next presenter with paper ID 427, entitled Identifying and Classifying Electrical Faults by Putting the HG Boost Classifier Through Its Efficiency.
Hello, am I?
Yes, you're audible.
Just a second. Let me share my screen.
Yeah, okay.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, your screen is visible.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank the respected conference for providing me the chance to present my research work. So I, Kaushik Garg from Chitkara University, is here to present my research work on the topic identifying and classifying the electrical faults by putting the XG-boost classifier through its efficiency. So here is the roadmap of my research work. Firstly, it's the introduction. Secondly, it's the input dataset, followed by methodology, results,
Okay, I
conclusion,
would
and
request you,
references.
Kaushik, to please move to what you have done. Okay, what have you done in
Yes,
this
ma'am.
paper? Because time is a constraint over here. So please start by telling us what exactly have you done. And don't
Ma'am,
read from the presentation, please.
yes, ma'am. Uh, Ma'am, maybe there's a lot written, but I'm just going to speak the main that's I have done. So it's not the okay. So we investigated how the XG boost classifier is used to detect and categorize electrical problems. Many different kinds of malfunctions may affect the performance of the electrical systems and even cause danger to users. When it comes to electrical faults, traditional techniques of detection typically fall short. The XGB classifier is used in this research because of its reputation for performing well with both huge and dataset complicated interactions. This study adds to our understanding of how machine learning may be used to improve the accuracy and efficiency of electrical problems detecting systems based on these results. XGB classifier may be included into real-world electrical engineering applications, allowing for more accurate defect identification and diagnosis and more learning opportunities. So now moving to the input dataset, this study seeks to enhance the performance of XGBoost classifier in detecting and categorizing electrical faults by carefully designing an input dataset that accurately represents the intricate and varied nature of real-world electrical fault scenarios. An MAT lab-based power system model has been built to facilitate the simulation of failure analysis. The power system consists of four generators, each running at a voltage of 11,103 volts. Now, the methodology, the technique given for the identification and classification of electrical fault utilizes the XGB classifier. This approach follows a systematic procedure that comprises training, testing, and assisting the performance of the classifier across various fault situations, determining the important characteristics that lead to precise categorization of electrical malfunctions. The process of feature engineering includes the identification of the most useful variables, creation of new features, and the transformation of existing ones. So now the results, the the training and loss accuracy parameter analysis, the precision recall and F1 score are shown in in micro, macro, weight average. In the categorization report, the metrics are aggregated over all false kinds using micro average, where each instance is considered independently. Metrics are computed separately for each kind of defect and then aggregated using the macro average method. The accuracy goes over 90%. The confusion metric comparison of 12 data set parameters on effectiveness of V2 model. The confusion matrix is an essential tool for utilizing and comprehending the effectiveness of the XGB classifier in detecting and categorizing electrical issues. The provided summary offers a precise overview to the model predictions, enabling a comprehensive examination of its achievements and limitations as shown in figure 5. So now moving to the conclusion. In conclusion, the XGB classifier was shown to be effective in this research for both detecting and labeling electrical problems. We have observed the classifier's strong performance is reliably detecting and categorizing electrical abnormalities by applying it to a wide variety of real-world fault situations, including both common and usual fault kinds. Since the classifier has shown adept at navigating complex patterns, it may be of practical use in maintaining the security and dependability of electrical systems. So now are the references. Although there was lot of literature work that was utilized to draft this research work, lent to references shown on this slide helped us using helped us framing the major literature of the proposed work. Thank you. Ma'am.
Thank you so much. Now I would like to
Thank you so much, sir, for your presentation. I will request the session chairs to ask the questions, if any, and conclude in marking the judgment sheet.
Yes. So overall, I must say a good effort. I really like the confusion matrix that you have created over there. But please be more confident in the future presentations. Your work was good, but it would be good if you are more confident.
So now I would like to call the next presenter with paper ID 642, entitled with 4 LG modes MDM based hybrid FSO fiber link for high capacity PON.
Sir, am I audible? Am I audible,
Next
sir?
presenters. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir. This paper ID is 642. Am I audible? My screen is visible. Am I visible, sir?
Yes.
My screen is visible.
Not yet.
Should I start my presentation? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you everyone. I am Meet Kumari. I am assistant professor in Chandigarh University, Mohali, Gurgaon, and my paper ID is 642, and my paper title is 4 LG mode MDM based hybrid FSO fiber link for high capacity PON. So in this one, first of all, I present abstract, introduction, literature, review, proposed design, result analysis, conclusion, references. So first of all, abstract 24 by 50 gigabits per second integrated mode vision multiplexing passive optic network, and that is FSO link is to be reported under the diverse climate conditions. The result indicate that the proposed design allows the maximum FSO range of 10 to 1,110 kilometer along with a 1,000 meter fiber range at 50 gigabits per second under the air as well as the mode 0. High split ratio of 64 can be realized by using the proposed work. And as compared to the other design, this design offers a best performance. Introduction. PON offers, that is passive optical network, offers the solutions for the next generation optical networks, and therefore it makes it eligible to allocate a part of the framework across several users. Secondly, free space optical, that FSO is encouraging replacements for the optics on each of the cost-effective and the simple deployment, especially in the off-link broadband end users, access in rural as well as urban areas. Thirdly, with optical communications, we can have high transmission rate and allocated the spectrum. It can be allocated with the FSO rings. And then we have the MDM, that is mode vision multiplexing techniques. Is a promising techniques for enhancing the transmission capacity for the high-speed transmission hybrid FSO phone systems. This is the previous work I have just seen. This all the references I have done. So I just have concerned about that in most of the work, MDM techniques is not to be used. And if it is used, we have the limited traffic range and we have not defined the wireless range is to be used, and the maximum wired range is to be, we have the 100 kilometer for the reference number 11. So main motto of this work is that we have to extend the transmission range for wired and wireless, but we have to extend the transmission range with the more channel capacity. So this is the proposed design. This one we have used the 4 transmitter, and each transmitter working as different mode 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and each receiver respectively as per the transmissions. So in the each transmission, we have used a different lasers array having the transmission wavelength 5096 to 1600 nanometer with a spectral range of 0.8 nanometer, and we have the 3 users in each transmitter, and each user will have the another data format at 50 kilobits per second with max center modulators. So after modulation, all the data is to be combined by the combiner, and that is to be forward to the donate mode to present the mode 0, 1, 2, and 3. So this is the way we are collecting all the input from all the modes, and we are transmitting the data over the fiber FSO link, hybrid link itself. And then we have a demultiplexer, a splitter at the receiver side to split the mode into different mode sectors. At the each receiver side, we have the spatial mode detector that convert optical light to electrical, and low-pass filter to reduce the noises, and 3 are regenerated to regenerate the signals, and BE noises to analyze output, inhibit rate, and quality factor. So this is the way we are just distributing all the mode information to different type of receivers as per the mode data. So this is the result analysis in the figure 2 shows the Q factor versus length. We have seen for the different reference level conditions for the clear air, light, moderate cold, and strong. So we have seen that best performance can be obtained with the clear air. And we have seen that best performance can be just reduces with the light core, moderate, strong core. So strong core shows the best performance as compared to the previous ones. So we have seen that maximum performance can be obtained with clear air, and it provides the maximum length of 50 kilometer with the Q factor limit of 6 dB. Similarly, for figure 3 shows the low ER versus we have the length, and we can say out of all the mode 0 perform better as compared to the mode 1, 2, and 3, because it has the mode 0 is the fundamental mode, and 90% of the light is to be transmitted in the mode 0 as compared to the mode 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So this is the way we are just getting the length for the FSO system, and multi-port fiber is there, and then that is the maximum fiber range we can obtain of 1000 kilometers for the mode 0 with a bit rate of 10 to minus 9 is there. And then figure 4 shows the VER versus range, and we have seen that for all this split ratio, when a split ratio increases from the 1 to 2 to 64, the transmission data rate is to transmission performance decreases, and maximum range can obtain here 110,000 kilometer, 110 kilometer is there. And then we have seen that past 64 split ratio show the best performance as compared to the other one if we are having the range of this compatibility. So this is the performance comparison or table 2 shows that the maximum range of this fiber we can obtain here 1000 meter is there, and the FSO range 100 kilometer is 10 kilometer is there, and traffic rate is 50 megabits per second, and channel capacity is 4 number of channels we have used. So 4 by 50 means we can just obtain that is 200 gigabits per second, and we have considered also the atmospheric condition that was not to be considered in the previous works. So this is the conclusion. So we have seen that MDM techniques will provide the optimal performance in diverse climate conditions, and we can obtain 1000 meter respectively fiber range, FSO range of 1,110 kilometers and with a mode 0. And if we are just considering mode 0, we can also extend the stability ratio by 64. And we can also see that this design shows the best performance as compared to other designs. And we can also use this design for the future purpose for the long reach high speed transmission. And we can also use for underwater fiber to X services. And this is the wired wireless network are quite important recent days. So this is the design that is to be realized in this way. So this is the references I have used. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I think you have one more paper.
Yes, ma'am. 643. Should I present?
Please.
Okay, so this is my second paper. So that's my paper
I
ID
think let's
643.
go to the, I'm sure you have done a wonderful work as you have done in the previous paper. So can we please move to what exactly have you done, the result section more precisely? No,
this
on
is
643.
643. Okay, sure, ma'am.
I'm telling you, as you have done it in 642, you must have done a good work and, literature review and everything you have done good. But if we can just elaborate on the result, that would be great.
Sure, ma'am. This is my 643 paper and paper title is Design a OWC System Using ADF. So in this design, this is my proposed design in which I have just designed the 4 multiplexer, this is to 4 transmitter receiver, transmitter side and 4 receiver is there, but I have used optical wireless communication channel and I have just analyzed which amplifier is good for this system, and that's why I have just used ADF amplifier is there. And by using all these things, I have just obtained the result for this 643 paper ID, and that is the BER versus the OWC range for figure 2 shows that for all the wavelengths I have just seen. So approximately we can say 3000 to 350 300 to 350 kilometer OWC range can be obtained by this design. And figure 3 also shows that if we are increasing the error from 1 microfaradian to 2 microradian as in figure 3, so we have seen the limited range. We are just we're getting the less range of the fiber in OWC range is there, and that is the way. This is the way we are getting. And if we are again reducing, if we are again increasing the transmission error from 3 microradians, that we can just getting the less transmission range of OWC range. So this is the impact. So conclusion is that one, if we are increasing the transmission range, transmission error from 1 to 2 to 3 microradian, obviously the range is to be limited because the performance of it decreases because of the divergence of the light. So that's why we can extend the transmission range if we have the less error is there. So this work shows the maximum range of 350 kilometer by using EDFP amplifier and transmission at 40 kilometers per second per channel. So this is the way we have just get an EDFP amplifier is very good, and that we have obtained here that maximum range we can obtain 350 for the 1 micro pointing error and the 300 for 2 micro 250 kilometer for the 3 microradian pointing errors, and we can just obtain that 50 nanometer shows the best performance at the other one. So this architecture shows the best performance at the other one, and in future this design can be incorporated for the interior wired wireless communication system by using ADS, high capacity, mobility, bandwidth, and high capacities. So these are the references I have used. Thank you. Yes, ma'am, this is done. 643. Ma'am, I'm audible. I'm audible, ma'am. This is done, ma'am. I'm audible.
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, sir. Should I? What should I do now? That both of PPT is done, sir.
Okay. Ma'am, I would request the session chair to ask the question, if any, and concluding with marking a judgment sheet.
No questions for now.
Okay,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Now I would like to call our next presenter with paper ID 208, entitled with Comparison between PSD, FFTA, and wavelet transform method for classification of electromyography EMG signals.
Good afternoon, all of you. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Hello. Yeah. First of all, I would like to thanks all the Amity group and all the Amitian who is directly or indirectly associates for conducting such kind of conference, which gives us a platform to share and exchange our ideas and knowledge. So here I'm going to present my research work on the topic entitled. Just a minute, I'm just sharing my. So my PPT is visual right now.
Yes, sir, visible.
Okay, so my research title is Comparison between PSD, FFT, and wavelet transfer methods for the classification of electromyography signals. So these are the outline of my work: introduction, motivation, signal classification methods, results, conclusion, and references. So first of all, I would like to introduce what is EMG. EMG is the extracellular recording of bioelectrical signals produced by muscle strands. EMG recordings can be performed through intramuscular needles known as NEMG or paneless surface anode, that is
Okay, what happened?
Sir is not visible.
basically when we have conditions that we want to do a task more than one way, means we want to classify the things when we require the classification of EMG signals. Now the classification of signals is one of the challenging tasks among us.
Sir, your PPT is not visible.
Just a
It
minute,
was showing earlier, but suddenly I think it has
just a minute.
has gone.
Now it is visual.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the application areas of EMG signal classification is robotics, bioelectronics or biomedical signals, and embedded system applications. Sorry, just mute. So the classification of signals is one of the challenging tasks among all the applications. Recently, several methods have been proposed for the classification of signals, but it is a challenging task among all the researchers and among us to find out best method for the classification of signals. So here we find out, or we did research for the find out best method for the classification of signals. So my motivation of this work is to get optimum results for EMG signal classifications. And EMG signals classification solve various problems in medical, healthcare domain and other areas also. It is also helpful for bedridden patient for their routine work automations. When you want to automate something, the persons which is not able to physically do all the things, with the help of EMG signals, we can do this. So the signal classification is essential for that case. And the application areas of the signal classification is automation, robotics, embedded systems, and some of the real challenges in the real time, where we want to do work with the help of EMG signals. So we used PSD, FFT, and wavelet transform for the signal classification methods. PSD stand for power spectral density, FFT is fast Fourier transform, and WT is wavelet transform. So the PSD is a proportion of the sine power contributed by frequencies inside a band of width. It is a genuine, not a complicated amount, communicated as far as squared signal units per recurrence units and can be plotted as a solitary diagram. It is an approach for representation of signal frequency. It is a genuine, not a complicated, pure imagery number. That is all about the PSD. And FFT is fast Fourier transform. It is a computation that processes the discrete Fourier transform of a grouping or its inverse. It is a device to change over unambiguous sorts of grouping of capabilities into different kinds of portrayals. The FFT is utilized to change where a change over a sign from its one of a kind region to a duplication in the repeated space, as well as reverse way around. Now, Webley transform is Webley transform altitudes to change where a sign containing n test is first separated by a couple of channels that deteriorate the sign into low and a high recurrence band. Webley transform is views as a critical leap forward in numerical exploration. It very well may be directed to different fields. For instance, signal processing, image processing, pattern recognition, speech analysis, and numerous applications could present wavelet analysis. The wavelet transforms like the Fourier transform or significantly more to the windowed Fourier transform with something else altogether capabilities. Now, these are the algorithms which we use for making machine learning models. That is QDA, KNN, LDA, RFA, GBA, and SVA. QDA is a quadratic discriminant analysis. KNN is K nearest neighbor. LDA is linear discriminant analysis. RFA is random forest algorithm. GBA is gradient boosting algorithm, and SVM is support vector machines. Now, QDA is firmly connected with linear discriminant analysis, where it is accepted that the estimation from each class are ordinarily disparate signals. It is likewise a strong order nonlinear method for pattern classifications. KNN is K nearest neighbor algorithm is a variational coordinated learning classifier which uses area to make portrayal or conjectures about the gathering of a particular snippet of data. And LDA is a compiling method that characterization of a sign. Furthermore, it doesn't need to turning off free boundaries. These great abilities have brought about its broad use and reasonable abuse in remote detecting applications. Now, the little introduction of RFA, GBA, and SVM. RFA is generally utilized in artificial intelligence reserved by Leo Bremen and Adelaide Clutter, which consolidates the consequence of various decision tree to show up at a singular result. Its ease of use and versatility have simulated its gathering as it handles both gathering and backside issues. GB is useful inclusion in
Sir, if you can move to what actually you have done.
Okay. So we are come to these results.
On the results, please. Thank you.
We collect the EMG signals recording with the EMG device, that is SEMG, and classify the signals using these models. In QDA, the PSD percentage accuracy is 91.87. FFT is 95%, 0.37, and Webley is 87.32%. And in KNN, it is 76.71, 67.62 in FFT, and 71.15 in Webley. So come to that, we are concluding this. In SVM, we found maximum accuracy of signal it is 96.32%. So we use SVM as a feature. So with that, we can conclude that SVM is the best method for the classification of EMG signals. Some LDA, KNN, and RFA, because of time limitation, I'm not showing each one percentage. Here it is written. So we can see all in the table that the 96.32% more accuracy we get on the SVM. So with the this data, we can conclude that the PSD method is more accurate for signal classification. It is most adopted method in industries, academics, and research organizations, where signal classification plays major role in the implementation of hardware executions. So this is my conclusion, and some of the references I put while preparing this research papers and working on the EMG signals. Thank you. Please ask any question if anybody have.
I think the presentation was self-explanatory.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. That was an amazing presentation. Now I would like to call the next presenter, 621 entitled with Evaluation of Consumer Behavior Regarding Food Delivery Application in India.
Okay, you may call the next one if that paper is not present.
Yes. Next presenter, paper ID 622, entitled with Nostalgic Resonance, Exploring the Impact of Rebranding on Consumer Behavior.
Or 672, then rather.
Next 672, entitled with Enhancing Educational Adaptability, a review and analysis of AI-driven adaptive learning platform.
Yes, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, let me share this. Okay, the screen is visible.
Yes, screen visible.
Okay. Very good afternoon, everyone. I'm Srijani Datta, currently a BTech second year student, and I'm here today to present our research, Enhancing Educational Adaptability, a review and analysis of AI-driven adaptive learning platforms. So I will be covering.
Tell me what actually have you done in this?
Okay, like main model. Okay.
What you have done in, we understand this. I am sure you have read the literature. How many papers have you read?
Around 12 to 15.
Okay. So what exactly have you done in this study?
Okay, I have done, like, we have suggested a model for better adaptive learning platforms, to make better adaptive learning platforms, and we have done a comparative analysis also between some popular existing ELPs. So, okay, let me explain like now I will be explaining the working of a ELP model, which we have suggested in our research paper. Firstly, the platform like asks you questions to understand your current knowledge and preferred learning style. Then, like, you progress the platform, and your performance through quizzes is checked, activities and time spent on different topics. Like, this data is analyzed by clever algorithms to identify your strengths, weaknesses, and how you learn best. Like, based on this analysis, the platform adjusts the difficulty level, provides like targeted practice where needed, and offer different learning materials like videos or games, even games, like depending on your style. So as you keep learning, the platform keeps adapting, ensuring a constantly personalized experience. But not to forget, teachers are like very important. So we recommend to keep them as an integral part of the model as they create engaging content, tailoring it to specific needs beyond what algorithms can do, and connect learning to real world situations, making it more meaningful and relevant. Then we have compared four popular adaptive learning platforms. Firstly comes Carnegie Learning. Like, it uses knowledge maps to track what you understand and suggest activities to fill any gaps. Okay, then second is Dreambox Learning. It personalizes math learning for kindergarten to class 12 students. Then comes the Smart Sparrow. This platform empowers teachers to create interactive and personalized learning experience. Then lastly, Newton. This uses a sophisticated algorithm to create a personalized learning path for each student. Then, then we compare this. So by comparing these platforms, we can see their different strengths and weaknesses, helping educators choose the best option for their students. Like, while comparing, we looked at things like how people who use them rate them, how quickly they respond to questions, and how they handle your privacy. So then we come, like based on this comparison, then let me conclude this side. Okay, based on our comparison, Carnegie Learning seems to be rated higher, as you can see, by its users than the others. They also take better care of your privacy, like by not selling or renting your information to anyone else. And additionally, they seem to respond to questions faster than the other platforms we looked at. Now, what is the future scope of a study? This includes like AI that tailors learning not just to your grades, but also to how you learn best, what like motivates you, and even how you're feeling. This could make learning more engaging and help you achieve even more. Then what if learning platform could consider things like your hobbies, interests, and even like how you are doing emotionally? This could help them recommend learning paths that are not only relevant to your studies but also support your overall well-being. Then it's also important that everyone has an equal chance to succeed, like using these platforms. So researchers are working on ways to make sure AI doesn't favor certain groups of learners over others. By exploring these areas, researchers can create learning platforms that are personalized, effective, and fair for everyone. So now I would like to conclude by reviewing our research explored and by reviewing our research that we explored working on these platforms. So firstly, like you can see, they create individualized learning paths for each student, adjusting difficulty and content based on their progress. Then they provide personalized feedback, helping students understand their strengths, weaknesses, and lastly, they can adapt dynamically to different learning styles and abilities, making education more engaging and effective for everyone. Like, however, there are challenges to consider. Like, we need to ensure that the algorithms used in ALPs are fair and don't disadvantage any students. Like, protecting student information is also crucial. And lastly, teachers remain an essential part of our ALPs. So we can also say that the future of ALPs is bright. So by working together, educators, researchers, and developers can harness the power of AI to empower education with new tools and insights. But we should not forget that ALPs are not meant to replace teachers, but rather to enhance their expertise. Thank you. These were the references we have taken.
Thank you. I think it's a good idea, and I'm sure the teachers are going to benefit from this.
So
Thank you so much, Srijani.
Thank you.
And we are only allowing the papers which are in my evaluation sheet. So we are left with 621, 622, 623, 624, 591, and 570. Apart from it, other papers we are not allowing in this track. Thank you. You may please talk to the organizer and please find out your right track. So please call up the next paper, beta.
The next, I would like to call a presenter with paper ID 62591, entitled with Edu Toy for Dyslexia Kids.
So yes, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, thank you. Also, please give me a minute. I'll share my screen.
Okay, I think after this 570 paper is the only one that is left.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, 524, I mean, 624, ma'am.
You are not in my track, beta. Acha, 624. Yeah, 624 is there. Okay, 624, 624, any other paper that is left?
Yes,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
the list a few more papers are there, ma'am, like continuously 624, 620. There are 3-4 papers left.
There are 4 papers. We called you. You did not respond. 621, 622, 623, and 624.
It's mine is 624.
Only 624 is yours, no? Okay.
624, then 625, 626, which is next track.
Okay, yeah. So after this, you can present.
Okay, ma'am. So, yes, ma'am, may I?
Yeah, please start.
Yes, ma'am. So very good afternoon, chairs. I'm Balashritika from K.S. Rangasamy College of Technology. And we have chosen the title EduToy for Dyslexia Kids, aka Artificial Intelligence Enabled Hybrid Machine Learning Application for Dyslexia Detection using optimized multi-class subto vector machine and personalized interactive and assistive tools using adaptive reinforcement. And my co-authors are Dr. C. Raj, Mr. Gautam K, and Ms. Sudarshini B. So yes, moving to the next slide. Sorry, 1 second, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Is my slide changing? Can someone please say me, is my slide changing? Yes, ma'am. Okay, thank you so much. So, yes, first I'd like to give a brief intro on what does dyslexia mean. Dyslexia is a learning disability in reading, and we focus only for children, and this toy is focused mainly for children under the age group of 5 years. So we can identify dyslexia using the general signs like slowly speaking and children who have poor concentration, difficulty in following instructions by the teachers or the parents, and these children will generally forget their words which we say or which we teach them in their classrooms. And moving to the next slide, this is the identification, which is the existing system globally. There are few availability and accessible tools for reading difficulties which the children can use, and just they can improvise their reading skills, but the gaps in those early recognition and this dyslexic related challenges which I saw in the natural environment in which I'm living in have led to some interventions and some academic and emotional consequences. And for this we especially team jointly developed this toy, and these are the 2 points which I would like to speak on identification. And coming to the next slide, this is the scheme of our toy. This is completely a physical toy which is handy, and this is an education based toy, that is edu toy for dyslexia kids, and our target audience is only for children under the age group of 5 years. And coming to the abstract, SLD means a specific learning disabilities, which not only include dyslexia, but also disabilities like dysgraphia and dyscalculia. But we focus only for children who are suffering from dyslexia. These kids will be there in normal schools, and they'll be just get in touch with the normal kids in the school, but they'll face some inferiority complex when compared to the normal children. So for this transition from the traditional methods to a hardware based solution is arrived in our concept, and we totally envisioned a hardware based interactive and adaptable identification, and for addressing the SLD challenge which I meant only for dyslexia. And we have a commitment to equity in education for collaborating all the efforts to create an actionable recommendation for SLD support, which is using this hardware toy which we have invented. And the objectives include to develop a portable user-friendly device which the tutors, parents, and the kids can access by themselves. And this is completely for implementing an accurate and reliable assessment methodology, which will provide spontaneous feedback when children recite the word. and for enabling this hardware device to provide feedback, which I mentioned earlier, for educators, parents, and children with dyslexia alike. And this will always foster a collaborative environment in the society. And coming to the proposed solution, this is the completely interactive and adaptable identification where the children with dyslexia can use and just they can improvise their reading skill, and these recommendations will be spontaneously displayed on the LCD display, and they can just not feel so much inferior in identifying, but they can just by taking continuous practice they can just improvise, and they can just they can just get a good learning at the end of the day. And coming to the novelty, which I mentioned, and I'd like to stress on this point, this toy is mainly to provide timely insights and recommendations, which will be very useful for the parents and the tutors to capable and to like average what they are and what they can be in which stage they are. And for this supportive learning environment is completely for those kids which are under the age group of 5 years. And I'd also like to stress on this point that this is a user friendly interface which is widespread for educators, parents, and individuals. And further in the next slide I have told like um, this toy is completely under the SDG goal, which is under the number 4, which will provide quality education. And this goal will ensure that all girls and boys should get a primary education and secondary education by 2030. So this toy will completely coming under the Sustainable Development Goal 4. And coming to the overall system architecture, this is the system architecture of a toy in which we can I'll just brief on this, a load data set. And when we loaded the data set, it will just import the libraries which we have focused for Tawny IDE. And when the feature is selected and the data is labeled, it will just automatically import data using MFCC, which is mel frequency substrals. And this will classify using the machine code, and it will test audio using the mic, and the dyslexia will be classified, and word will be displayed on the LCD display, and this will give feedback at the end, and that is the rehabilitation. This is the overall system architecture of a toy, and these are the components which we have used for our hardware. And we have used Raspberry Pi 4, and a memory card will be there for all the data sets, and will get connected using USB, and a mic will be there. And we have for battery we have used lead acid battery, and a buck converter, a speaker, and an LCD display to read the words, for example. And this is the groundwork survey we have done, which is in our locality. These are the 2 schools we have visited, and we have just got some insights from them, and how these children face difficulties, and
Sorry
how
to
we can.
interrupt. Please go to the conclusion due to shortage of time.
Sure. And this is the algorithm we have used, and this is the prototype design which we have designed, and this is the timeline which we have used, where we have briefed a sketch and solution and design, and the revision will be provided at the end. And this is the analysis where we can just compared between the existing model and the proposed model, where we can observe the frequency of the range from 74 to 85, where this just increased. And this is evaluated for using cross-fold validation and confusion matrix map. And this is the results we have obtained. This is just the image displaying when the device is off, and this is the image when the device is on. Ma'am, with your permission, can I show this demo video to you, ma'am? Hello, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Thank you so much. I think we do not have time for the demo video as such.
Okay, ma'am.
But
Okay.
I'm sure you are doing a great work from what I have understood. Have you tested this model on a certain audience?
Ma'am, actually, we have completed almost 95% of the work, ma'am. Since this toy is designed for only kids, we have some designs to be covered up in this toy. And after that, we have got a doctor consultation, and the doctor gave us a date to come during the mid of March, and we'll just go and give it to the doctor, and he'll be just giving to those children, and we'll be testing and reviewing that too, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much. Great work, I must say. And good
Thank
for the society, a very good social cause that you have taken up. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity, Amity University.
So next ID would be 621, that is evaluation of consumer behavior regarding food delivery applications in India, by Chinaya R. Ma'am, can we move on to the next presentation if it is not coming?
Yes, please move on. I think 600, some person gave me the name. So that was 624. If 624 is here, they can start.
Okay.
Yeah, it's me, ma'am. 624 Amrin.
Okay, please
Yeah, please start. Anybody else who's present from the remaining participants, 621, 22, 23, or 570? Anybody who's present?
Ma'am, is it audible? I mean, is it visible?
Yeah. So please directly go to what you have done. How you have allocated this. Please go to that.
Now, ma'am?
Yeah. Please go to what you have done. Do not go for the introduction. Go to what you have done.
Okay, okay. So, let me introduce myself. I'm Amrin Sultan. I'm a research scholar. I'm presenting this conference paper on behalf of my supervisor. So, this paper is related to optimum portfolio allocation, where we were trying to analyze how the content will be, like how the risk and return will be based on selecting some indexes. Where we have the main objective will be behind to determine the optimal portfolio allocation of 30 sensitive index stocks generally related to a census, which is listed from the BSE, and which is calculated the risk and return from the stock exchanges. And by using the weighted average, we calculated the investment selected portfolios. And this is the things which is like the research methodology, and it can be done with the secondary data by collecting through the 30 selected stock exchanges from November 17 to October 22, means 2022. And then the result analysis will be based on the two formulas which we used here. This formula will suggest the adjusted closing prices of the per month of the stocks, including all the top level companies like Reliance, HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, Infosys, and HDFC, which reveals the performance from till the September 2022. And the overall the top stock companies, it gives a very good performances compared to the other. Overall, there are 11 stock companies. In that, we have selected five. So here, this is the basic results what we have got here. That Reliance Limited will be having 22% and 20%. So based on a few changes of the optimal portfolio comparison, we are trying to analyze whether the portfolio investment level will give more risk or less risk, and which company will be having a more risk, and what is the final performance. So here, that is what the final conclusion means, the findings we got here. The findings will say that out of 11 census stocks, we have found 5 stock exchanges where there are huge changes in the Infosys stocks, around 32%, which is followed by there is a Hindustan UNI, and 22% from ISC Bank, and 20% from Reliance TCS, from 13%. So then the overall performance will be says that it is a good. And final conclusion will be says that optimal portfolio construction is a challenging process for every individual institution. So here, concept, but basically, we in this paper we have applied, we have used Markowitz portfolio model, which suggests and which try to help to analyze the risk, and which provides the idea how to select the investments, how to select the stocks, how to select the major areas. so that this optimal portfolio allocation, which helps to calculate the Markowitz model, takes out the 11 stocks, which is providing the overall consideration and which is providing the overall performance. This is what we have done in this paper. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hello. Yeah, I have a few questions for the speaker.
Yeah, sir.
So first of all, you have written about something like 5 out of 11 stocks.
Yeah,
So where did that 11 come from? That is the first question.
yeah,
Second
yes.
thing, I understand the idea behind finding out the optimal portfolio. But how are you calculating if these are the places where you are seeing some gain or something like that?
As
So
we said,
what you mentioned, you just showed two equations, but I did not clearly understand what those equations were doing.
yes,
So
sir.
can you briefly explain what
Sir,
it is like? What's the idea behind it?
yeah, sure. So as I said, this is the secondary data which we collected through the websites. All the data from the 2017 to 2022, all the data from the different companies we collected. By analyzing that, here this chart we can say that a few companies which is in the top level that we are just now beside the HDFC or else the Reliance. Based on this 11 stocks, I have selected the top five, which says that the optimum investment and the portfolio optimal portfolio allocation is better. And through the help of Markowitz model and a few like the formulas which helps to analyze the risk and return in the investment, this is suggesting how the optimal investment will be taking place in the different companies and how the performance will be in different companies related to the different stocks.
Okay, that is what I understand, but I'm asking where did that 11 come from? Like, how did you figure out that 11 as a number? Are you saying that out of top 11 contributors or something like that? So where did
Yeah,
that number
yes, yes, yes,
11
yes.
pop up?
Out of 11 contributors, like we have
Okay,
selected
out
the
of the top 11 contributors of
yes,
the 30 stocks.
yes, yes.
Okay, okay, I see. And the other question about you said that there are only five with where you see some positive effect, and the other six you are not seeing some positive effect. So how did you find that out?
It's not a positive effect. It says that the top performance, as I said in the findings, here, the overall findings from the study, 5 out of 11 census stocks eligible for the optimal portfolio to earn maximum possibility. In the sense, like whatever the returns we are receiving from the different portfolios, different investments, out of that, we have analyzed these are the 5 stocks which is providing the best results. So that out of 11, what I analyzed, what with the help of the data, with the help of whatever the calculations we used here, based on that, these are the 5 stocks which is performing well, and whatever the ideas have implemented by these companies are good.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. How did you figure out that these are the five stocks which are performing well?
With the help
Like,
of these
is there a
formulas,
model
like
behind it or
yeah,
something?
we use Markowitz model and simple formulas of this. We use
Yeah,
Markowitz.
can you briefly explain this formula? That's what I'm asking. Like, I do not understand what that formula is. Can you, like, a very brief,
Here,
intuitive
yeah,
idea of what that formula is?
yeah, so here, like, no, we are finding overall, we need to analyze the risk and return. So that this formula is using by finding the previous month and the present month calculations by the closing prices and the opening prices. By analyzing, by deducting with that, we are finding per month what is the return. So that we're comparing to the previous month and the present month. So that in the same way we have done with the 2017 to 2022. So the 2020, so that we analyzed and identified. There is in the paper conference paper there has a complete table. I couldn't able to add in this all the data because the data is huge. So in that, by comparing the month calculations, we have analyzed the risk and return.
Okay, okay, fine, understood.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I would request the session chair to ask questions, if any.
Finance is not exactly my area of interest, and I think Mr. Akash has already asked all the relevant questions. Thank you.
Rightly said, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. I would just like to confirm if the presenter for paper ID 570, 623, 621, and 622 are present here. Presenters for paper ID 570, 623, 621, and 622. Any of the presenters present in the meeting? Ma'am, with your permission, can we conclude the meeting?
Yeah, please conclude the meeting.
So I would like to thank all session chairs, that is the Vanika Agarwal ma'am, for the wisdom and your presence. Also, I want to thank everyone for joining the session and patiently cooperating for being such a wonderful audience. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your kind presence. And thank you so much, authors.
Thank you. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened with my video, but in any case, thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.